Welcome to my weekly messages. I'm Jalailah Star. I know it's been a while since many of you have seen me, and yes, my daughter did give me a new haircut. She says, "Mom, can I just give you bangs so it'll make you look so much younger?" I'm like, "Oh, okay. As long as it's easier maintenance, I'm going for it." So I did. So anyway, that's a little side note. Hey, today's topic is a Nibiru update. And the reason I decided to start doing video messages is because I realized that there's so many people now who just really thrive on the video, and they really don't necessarily get everything they want out of the written part. So I'm going to not promise to do it every time, but I'll definitely do it more frequently. So again, today's topic is Nibiru and an update for all of you. Right now, there's been an upsurge in the amount of fear-mongering around Nibiru. You see it on the Before It's News and all these websites about, oh, it's an incoming planet, it's going to destroy our world and get ready to go underground and woo, all this crazy stuff. Well, I don't believe that's the case. Here's why. Back in 2011, we were told that, by the Nibiruans, that if Comet Elenin's passing was a almost non-event, then that's how Nibiru's passing would be, because Elenin precedes Nibiru. Now, why is that? Okay, Nibiru is a brown dwarf. I've written about this numerous times, but for those of you who are new, I'm going to share it just to kind of do as little as I can, but as comprehensive as I can. Okay, Nibiru is a brown dwarf. A brown dwarf is a sun that never ignited, but that doesn't mean it doesn't glow. Nibiru does not glow like a sun, but it has a orange-red glow. In deep space, you cannot see it. You cannot detect it except through infrared, but as it gets closer and our sunlight is reflected off it, you'll see the orange-red glow. Okay, Nibiru as a brown dwarf or a sun that never ignited has a strong magnetic core. The magnetic core is just like our sun's, maybe not as strong, but it's definitely strong. And it will attract to it other stellar bodies like planets, comets, asteroids. And they will form orbits around the main dwarf, the brown dwarf. So Nibiru has developed into a mini solar system. And therefore it has planets, comets, and asteroids, and all kinds of space debris and dust and everything around it. Well, as it's traveling in its orbit, okay, and it is our twin sun, it will have planets going ahead of it and planets going behind it. As I understand it, Nibiru, the brown dwarf, has already passed. It's already done its circuit around our sun and is outbound now. But as it usually occurs at solstices, summer and winter, that's when we are on the side of the sun where we are able to see Nibiru, because Nibiru's orbit is opposite ours. We orbit this way, Nibiru orbits this way. So we are now on the side of the sun where I think we're getting a peak. And as a result, there's a whole proliferation of new articles and alarms going off, that Nibiru is coming. I believe that that's true, except it's not coming, it's going, and we're seeing it go. So that isn't an issue. I understand it. The passing was mild, just like we were told back in 2011. We're still here. California's still above the ocean. My ex-husband still lives near the water, and he's still alive. And we're still here. The New Madrid Fault hasn't made an ocean 200 miles wide. So a lot of those ancient prophecies that were supposed to have come about by the end of the age have not occurred. And the end of the age was the end of 2012, which is the end of an age. Actually, many cycles completed at the end of that age. So we're still here. But what we are seeing and what we are going to be experiencing is the news I want to share with you as well. As I said, Nibiru is a solar system, and she has planets and such that orbit behind her as well as in front of her. We're going to be seeing several of these planets and comets and such. We may possibly be seeing them, depending on where we are in our orbit. Now, as I said, each one of them orbits on a ring node, like a hula hoop. Every stellar body will orbit on a hula hoop around its sun. Those hula hoops are magnetic. So when they come in contact with our magnetic field, it's like they're handshaking, and they take a little dance, you know. So depending on where we are in our orbit, when one of those comes around, we can handshake with them. I believe that right now, what we are experiencing with all this seismic activity and with the polar vortex is that we're dancing with a handshake with one of those planetary rings, ring nodes. And by the end of January, we should be far enough around our orbit to have broken that hold, and things may settle down at that point. For how long, I don't know. But we're going to be dealing with these outer planets and comets for a while. And that, if you go back into history and you read, that is very normal. In fact, you know, during the worst occurrences of Nibiru's passing, they were tracking the movements of Nibiru for, you know, 800 years. Yes, the Babylonians, I believe, are the ones who did that. Hopefully we don't have to do that for 800 years because of changes. But it's the outer planets that we are now dealing with. Now, when I talked to the Nibiruans, when I contacted them and asked them, do we have anything major to worry about with these outer planets? Based on projecting along the timeline, which is what they do, they said, we do not see any major issues. We do see some instability with the weather. This is going to affect our jet stream for a while, and there might be more seismic activity, mainly around the Ring of Fire, which is in the southern hemisphere. But for the most part, you're going to be okay. But again, as a reminder, they tell us if you continue to do your emotional clearing, you can control, you can impact how much that they will affect you. Because if you don't need to, the way things work, the universe says if you don't need the experience, you won't get the experience. So if you're clearing out your junk, then, you know, Mother Earth doesn't have to express it for you. So when the ring nodes hit, there's nothing for her to go pop, pop, pop with, because it's all been cleared out by us, because she pops based on her field, and her field is comprised of all of our emotions, both good and bad. So we have a bunch of stuffed crap in there. She's going to be expressing it, you know, like a pimple popping. So we don't want her to go pop, pop, pop. We want to do that ourselves. So I think that's where we are. I think we're going to see a little bit more of that, but I don't think it's going to be anything major. We're going to be okay. And Nibiru is going to fulfill her destiny as a catalyst for change, not a catastrophic amount of planetary changes. She's there to help us with our ascension, to keep the fire lit under us so that we keep clearing, because we have all these things that could happen if we don't, which is what you need during an ascension process. You need a catalyst. And so, you know, we're all on track. It's going to be okay. The systems are going to change. We're going to be fine. So that's kind of what I see in the near future. Now, let's talk about you for a minute. You know, every year I do a holidays special for sessions. It's my way of giving back to all of you. So if you're looking at what am I going to do, what do I need, what's coming up for me now, am I stuck, you know, with money issues, am I stuck with relationship issues, I can't find my mission, I need to know where I'm going, this is the time to find out. And, you know, kind of get a forecast for next year. So you can check out my website for that. And I guess that's it. It's good to see you all again, and I will talk to you soon.